Hi guys, I am Stephanie Wade. I am Habasia. I'm coming to you on this Memorial Day to tell you that I'm doing fine, and I sure hope that you are doing fine too. I know we're having social distancing and it's very isolating at times, but we can do it, as my mother used to tell my son, Anyama. She used to say, "You can do it. I know you can do it." Because he used to not like to talk for himself. He used to let his brother talk for him, at least when he was talking to my mother. I never had a problem with him talking to me, but he was one of these kind of people that he talked to who he felt like talking to. So, unfortunately, my mother was one of them for a while, and that's what she used to tell him. So it's like, we can do it. I know we can do it. Make it through this social distancing. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, share, comment by hitting the button down below. I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are, and that you're outside getting some sunshine, getting some fresh air. Whatever you do, get as much fresh air as possible. I hope you're surrounded by trees like I am in my house. I have a tree here that was here when I was a little girl. When I came here, it was already there. I have a fig tree that I planted when it was like a little baby tree in a pot. And now it's a teenager plant that's pretty tall that I had to like cut it on the top. And it's like getting wide, but it still grew tall again. So anyways, hopefully it'll start giving me some figs. That would be nice because I love me some figs. My grandmother used to have fig tree in the yard, and we used to have a fig tree here, but it was like in the yard that way. But now the figs are that way. But hopefully they're good figs. I haven't treated it the best, but I've done my best with that fig tree, and it survived. So I'm happy about that. I hope you guys have been planting seeds that you can eventually eat, or planting seeds that'll turn into a tree, or planting seeds that's just a flower to brighten your day. Plant something. Doesn't take but a second. As usual, I will plant a couple of seeds with you guys at the end of the video. I know some people will think, oh, they should have been planting it directly into the ground. But I'm planting this seed to encourage you if you do not have land to plant in where you are. Because if you got family land in the village and you're not in the village, or if you have family land in the United States and you're not on your family land, well, guess what? You can plant in a cup or in a small pot or whatever. I mean, it doesn't take much to plant. Even something simple as cutting a bottle, regular old water bottle, but I would use one of the thinner ones than this, but just cutting it down to whatever size you want and putting some dirt in there and punch some holes in the bottom so it can drain, and you good to go. But we will plant those seeds later. Right now, I'll share a little seeds of wisdom with you. And it's not coming from me. I'm borrowing it from one of my favorite books. It's coming to be Meditations Across the King's River, African-Inspired Wisdom for Life's Journey by James Weeks. Excuse me. No, chapter 15, Committed to a Dream. It says, keep your mind open. Keep your spirit open. So let me start again. It says, keep your mind open, always. Keep your spirit open, always. Keep your heart open, always. What you can be, what you can do, and what you can create has no limit. So why are you limiting yourself? And so Just a little bit of this reading. James Weeks says, "Call me when the money is in the bank." That's what Emmy Award winner filmmaker Stanley Nelson told me the last time we spoke on the phone in early 2012. I didn't call Stanley back because his words were very clear. Sure, I had a bank account, but I didn't have that kind of money Stanley was talking about. Eventually, Stanley moved on. I moved on too, and I've learned priceless spiritual lessons along the way. Stanley was my first choice to direct Across the Kings River. I wanted to work with a filmmaker with a proven track record. Stanley was one. He directed and produced several acclaimed films, including The Black Panther, Vanguard of the Revolution, Jamestown, The Life and Death of a People's Temple, The Murder of Emmett Till, The Black Press, Soldiers Without Swords, and Freedom Riders. He said, with Stanley's acclaim, I felt I could take Across the Kings River to a large audience. I reached out to Stanley and was elated when he said he'd be willing to work with me. He wasn't the only accomplished filmmaker who said yes. Karen Everett, a well-known Bay Area filmmaker and story consultant, said yes too. Say, before long, I had a stellar team, including Omar Sosa, the Grammy-winning Latin jazz pianist from Cuba, who was willing to score my film. Everyone gets tested. Sooner or later, you'll be tested too. Accept your test as a spiritual challenge, not as a defeat. Allow it to bring the best out of you. No force on earth can stop a determined soul. Never too late. You can't miss what is destined to be yours. What is meant for you must happen in the right way and in the right time. You must be larger than yourself. Say, setbacks can work to your advantage. Not all visions can be completed in this lifetime. Sometimes your role is just to what? Plant a seed. Others will come along and water it and to ensure it grows. Scientific discoveries tend to happen this way. They are rarely the fruit of a single mind, but the evolution of the ideas and failures of countless souls over a prolonged period of time, sometimes centuries. The notion that we must be the one to complete what we started is self-centered and sometimes foolish. Martin Luther King never lived to see the mountaintop of racial equality he envisioned. His generation ignited a revolution, but we must continue to fight the power. Our lives have value today. Don't fool yourself into thinking your life will have more meaning only if you achieve the next milestone of your life. Never-ending things to-do lists. You can be amazing right where you are. Every day is an opportunity to show up, to extend love, compassion, or hope to others who need it. Often we can be a light for others just by being who we are and by offering what we have. Don't be pulled by the expectations of others. People sometimes ask, what is taking so long to finish my film? The short answer is finances. So far, Across the Kings River has been mostly a self-funded project. And then it says, keep taking steps, even baby steps. In the book, Running Down a Dream, Your Roadmap to Winning Creative Battles, author Tim Rawls shares the emotional demons and financial woes he faced on his journey to success as a book marketing consultant who now works with best-selling authors. I had to tell the whole truth, Tim says in Running Down a Dream. I couldn't tell you about the power of affirmations without sharing about the day I had a nervous breakdown and couldn't get off the floor of my bedroom. I couldn't give advice on finding a mentor without telling the story of a day a sheriff showed up at my house with a subpoena from the IRS. Every new failure, every new stalled out on my journey, I felt more broken. I felt my dreams were never going to come true, says Tim in Running Down a Dream. His advice for others who feel broken: success is inevitable if you keep moving. The only thing that matters is that you keep going. The only way to truly fail at a marathon is to stop taking the next step. Sometimes you're running, sometimes you're walking, sometimes you're crawling. It doesn't matter. If you move forward, you will succeed. Like Tim, I believe success is inevitable if you keep taking steps. Says, I've been running down my dream across the Kings River for almost 1 decade. Though it's not completed yet, it has become a powerful force that is touching lives. My goal has always been to create a film that inspires others. Across the Kings River is already doing that. These days, I'm working with a team of young filmmakers who is excited to be a part of my journey. They don't have big names, at least not yet, but they have big hearts and big dreams. And then it says, filmmaking is a medium where my love for photography, music, and writing come together, says Robert L. Koch, a filmmaker who grew up in Detroit but now lives in Berkeley. I'm driven by the opportunity to be hands-on in the representation of my people and my experience. I want to provide examples of African-based spirituality that features Black divinity, heroes, and healers. Robert has spent countless hours interviewing family members. They have opened up to him. He's part of our family and gives far more than I can ever hope to pay for. Robert and his team have helped me realize that while you can pay people for their services, you can never pay them for their spirit. Either spirit is present and engaged or it's not. You know it when you feel it. I feel it with this team, and it was worth the wait. After years of adversity, Across the Kings River is coming together. It reminds me of what my grandmother used to say. She used to say, nothing beats a failure but a try. That's from Cora Sam. Nothing beats a failure but a try. That was very encouraging to me when I didn't do as well as I hoped to do. I just remember that and keep going. Just don't give up. So now we can go ahead. We're going to plant these seeds, guys. And then after we plant these seeds, I want to share something else with y'all. Let me see. Anyway, let me show you the seeds we're going to plant again. It's the watermelon white wonder. I got them from indigenous seeds from Eat, Love, Migrate. You see that white watermelon? And I'll show you what it looks like. It's this one. You see? Comes out just like this. And that's after a couple of weeks. And then this Sugar Baby Blush, LM seed. And it'll probably look like one of these too. I hope y'all can see them okay. I moved so many times trying to get the right lighting, guys. I'm sorry. Now I have to go and pick up the cups just to plant this, so I will take you guys with me. We're just gonna go over here to where I have the little pots, because I just kept moving around. Here are the little pots, and I have regular potting seed mix, some topsoil, and then regular soil in the ground. Soil. Because I am going to transfer this to a watermelon hill in a couple of weeks. I'm going to make a nice watermelon hill, and I will share it with you guys when I'm doing it. This how these sugar baby seeds look. I hope y'all can see them okay. Okay, hope y'all see them okay. And I'm just putting them in the pot. Don't know which one's gonna work, so I did put 4 of them in this pot. And then I'm just pressing it down. I already made them wet earlier. And it was simple as just putting them in the pot and putting them down a little bit. Doesn't take much. And the watermelon don't take that long to sprout. And guys, please plant any kind of seeds that you have available. The local seeds will be good. And this is the White Wonder watermelon seed. White Wonder watermelon seed. And as usual, I marked them backwards. But I'll change them up after I get done recording. I should have never marked that pot before I put the seeds in. But I caught myself doing it the right way, and then I ran out of not time, but I was planning stuff, and then I'm trying to do it before it rains again. And so that's what happened. But I have plenty of time to correct it inside of the house. If not, it doesn't really matter much anyway, because as my mother would say, a watermelon is a watermelon, and it's going to let me know what it is when it starts growing. Because when you put it in a watermelon hill, I'm going to put them all together in that watermelon hill, and they will grow all together anyway. And I will see when they turn out what they are, and I'm going to eat them regardless to what they are. Now, I'm going to just share one more book that I'm reading. Not going to read from it at all, but it's Voluntary Slavery by Jill Nelson, My Authentic Negro Experience. Yeah, it seemed appropriate because lately it seems like lots of people are becoming volunteer slaves for the system. So we have to do better. We have to start doing some things for ourselves, guys. And not volunteering to be a slave is one of them. But anyways, I want to update y'all on some of my other seeds that's blooming because I promised. This one is my apple tree, and it's made with the organic apple seeds. Organic apple seeds. And I just been saving them when I buy the organic apples and then planting them. This one is my arugula. I've already plucked some that's growing in another container, but they're greens and they have a nice odd taste, and I put them in with my lettuce, with my lettuce salad, and I feel like a little extra robust flavor. But they are growing pretty nicely in this little container that used to hold spinach. And then you see my little watermelon seeds. When they start in a couple of more weeks, I'm just going to put them in my watermelon hill. And I believe this is more watermelon seeds, different type. And one more. So far, I haven't made a mistake in planting watermelon with something else, but I wouldn't put it past me. But you can tell, at least I can at least tell what a watermelon look like, because it actually starts becoming a vine in a little while once you put it in a hill. And now I'm getting excited about my watermelon plant. It rained earlier today, and now my watermelon plant is definitely growing a lot. Excuse this noise here. You see my watermelon? They're really growing. See that little part right here? There's gonna be a watermelon on each of those little buds. And it's all over the place. They're just growing everywhere. Everywhere. So it's a nice watermelon hill. Yeah, nice watermelon hill. I'm just letting y'all see a little of my garden before I tell you guys goodbye. My fig tree. My tomato plant. They're trying their little best to grow. I'm trying to do this little support system. My flowers, that's in a tire. And then my regular little raised bed garden. I hope y'all all enjoyed seeing my garden today and visiting with me. Saw my little hibiscus plants there, my little favorites. That's my favorite hibiscus. They like to bloom. But anyway, guys, looking at you, wishing you peace, blessings, power to the people. Peace out. Be good, child. Remember, wash your hands with soap and water as much as possible. Wear your mask when you need to. When you're out in your yard like I am, please don't wear no mask. Enjoy the fresh air. Don't wear gloves unless you're doing gardening. Just wash your hands with soap and water. Use hand sanitizer when soap and water is not available. I love you guys. Bye. I'm out, y'all.